Western Valley Wrestling Observer Live. I was working with my speech therapist this week, and she told me to work on being controlled and talking slower. So I'm just going to try to talk like Karrion Kross wrestles. I'm not saying that guy was slow on SmackDown, but gosh, even Kevin Nash is like, speed it up, dude. As we've talked about before, I have been approved by the University of Washington to get a kidney transplant. And you've got the information right there on YouTube. If you are interested, I'm A positive blood type. If you want to donate, the number is 206-598-3627 or uw.donorscreen.org. You can also find my information on my socials, Facebook, Twitter, and all the others. Speaking of the Royal Rumble, we were talking about it before the break. On the women's side, lots of people predicting Rhea Ripley. And they could be right. I mean, it does feel like she's got a lot of momentum. However, if Beth Phoenix is in the Rumble and Edge returns, I can't imagine Beth not costing Rhea the Rumble and then setting up Edge and Beth in a partner versus some incarnation of Judgment Day at WrestleMania. Also, I thought AEW Rampage was a solid show, very entertaining. Yuden Hangman, Hayter, and Amy Sakura, and a very entertaining six-man tag match with Jared Lethal and Satnam Singh against the Best Friends and Danhausen. And as I was watching this match, I personally think that Jarrett and Lethal are the best tag team in wrestling right now. I think they should be tag team champions and the Acclaim should chase them, but maybe that ship has sailed. Phone number is 1-800-878-PLAY, and that is where we can find Ryan from Cumberland. Brian, what's on your mind today, my guy?
I have a question about Triple H booking the Rumble. What do you think the biggest difference will be with Triple H booking the Rumble besides Vince McMahon booking it? Do you think someone different would win it if Vince was booking? And do you think there'd be more like NXT wrestlers in it with Triple H booking, that type of stuff?
It's a good question. Thanks for the call, Ryan. I appreciate it. I feel the biggest difference with Triple H and Vince booking is Triple H seems to be a big fan of those show-long storyline threads. We saw it last night on SmackDown. We saw it also on SmackDown before. We've seen it with the Bloodline, where there's an opening segment and then it pays off or runs through the end of the show. I expect that to happen with this year's Royal Rumble, that Roman said that he doesn't want to see Sammy until today. And I expect that he's going to have something for Sammy to do. He's going to tell Sammy, keep Cody from winning, keep Brock from winning, do something for him in the Rumble. And they're going to be Roman's personal hit squad. And I think that's going to be it. Or we could see the Bloodline cost Kevin Owens the world title tonight. And then Kevin Owens gets mad and he's like, I'm entering the Rumble, I'm going to get that title. And then now it's up to Sammy and Solo and the Usos to stop Kevin Owens from winning the Royal Rumble. I could see something like that happening. But those are my thoughts. I'll give more thoughts on that coming up a little bit later on. It's difficult because this show, a lot of people are going to listen to it after the fact. So I'm going to look like a genius. Or I'm going to look like an idiot. I might look like an idiot. We'll see. Couple of things before we get back to the Rumble. WWE head of international, Matthew Drew, left the company after less than 2 years. This is according to PW Insider. But right now, we don't know if Drew left on his own accord or if he was future endeavored. Also, Vince was spotted earlier this week at Titan Tower. According to PW Insider, it appears he's back at his old office. Hang on, shocked Pikachu face. Shocked Macaulay Culkin. While there have been rumors of him being sighted at the tower all the way back to his retirement last year, this is the first confirmed sighting, according to PW Insider. Who knew? I knew. Everybody knew. Come on, it's Vince. Will The Rock appear tonight at the Royal Rumble? Roman Reigns, on the Tonight Show, dismissed the idea. He says it's one thing to be in shape, it's another thing to be in ring shape. And he says The Rock has the cosmetic shape down, but running the ropes, doing a match is completely different. Our own Dave Meltzer reported in The Observer that The Rock has indicated he would not be able to get his body ready in time for a match with Reigns at WrestleMania. Certainly, it could change. I don't know. The other question is about Steve Austin. Do we see Steve Austin make a surprise appearance tonight? Me personally, I would save that for February. That 1-2 punch for WrestleMania. If you put all your cards on the table right now, I think then it's going to get a little old, if you know what I mean, by the time, WrestleMania rolls around. Some sad news. Hulk Hogan cannot feel his lower body. On his podcast, Kurt Angle says Hogan recently, in his words, had the nerves cut from his lower body, leading to mobility issues. Angle says that Hogan told him that Hulk had the nerves cut from his lower body during surgery, and he can no longer feel his lower body, so he's had to use a cane to walk around. And that is certainly bad news. The good news is that Hulk Hogan can still feel water temperature. So that's good news. So still feel water temperature, thankfully. I wonder if Hulk Hogan can't feel his lower body, but Terry Bollea can. Also, because of the surgery, not only can Hulk Hogan no longer feel his lower body, but he can only slam 700-pound giants as opposed to 900-pound giants. In all seriousness, we do wish Hulk Hogan the best. We hope that he does fully recover. So coming up on the show, we will recap SmackDown. Thought it was another very entertaining episode of SmackDown. And was there a key moment that will play into tonight's Royal Rumble Premium live event? I think there is. And this question, this moment in SmackDown, I think will not only lead to playing a role in the Royal Rumble, the men's Royal Rumble matchup, I also think it will play into perhaps a surprise winner. We'll tell you who that is and what I think coming up next. Jim Valley, Wrestling Observer Live.
And you're clear.
Wrestling Observer Live. It's Jim Valley, and I've got a thing on my shoulder. You got me. How did Miz botch that line last night? I don't know, but he did. Thank goodness Xavier Woods was there to pick up the slack. It's always good when you've got a team, when you drop the ball, when you fumble, to have somebody right there to pick it up. SmackDown go home show for the Rumble had yet another bloodline thread that ran through the whole show, which is not a bad thing. So the show opened. The Usos and Solo Sikoa arrived in the parking lot, and as Jay was grabbing his bags, Sami Zayn approached wearing a hoodie, and Jay told him he couldn't be there. Zayn knows, but he just wanted to thank Jay for defending him at the trial on Monday. He told Jay that he owed him a favor. Zayn put the hood back on and left, and Zayn got a massive pop for his brief appearance. Rey Mysterio defeated Karrion Kross with Scarlett, and I don't know. You know, I've kind of been holding off and delaying judgment on Karrion Kross, but that guy is he's just lacking that spark, that energy. He's too deliberate and too plotting. I don't know. Ray gets beaten by everybody. How bad is it? I think that bringing maybe Karrion Kross back was a mistake. Maybe he's better suited for wrestling in Mexico or somewhere else. I'm not feeling Karrion Kross. They had an interview segment with Austin Theory. It was sort of like a clown car of interviews. People just kept coming out. Miz, New Day, Lashley, talking about Brock. The big news is that Lesnar has been announced. He's entering the Royal Rumble match. And Michael Cole asked if Brock can tie Steve Austin's record of Royal Rumble victories. Next came out Lacey Evans as sexy Sergeant Slaughter in her camo gear. She defeated Jasmine Allure with the Cobra clutch. She tapped to the Cobra. Instead of it having be a sleeper hold, it's now a submission hold. And some people online are criticizing Lacey. As she came to the ring, she pretended like she was going to high five or shake the hands of a special needs fan who was right on the railing. And instead, she kind of did the old psych and didn't, kind of taunted the special needs fan. And one, she's a heel. Two, I have a hard time believing that wasn't set up, because she went right to that fan. I don't have a problem with it. If the fan and their family, you'd think they'd be able to, know what's up. But I guess later on in the show, after the cameras were off, Kevin Owens gave a t-shirt to that fan. So, like I said, I don't think it's a big deal at all whatsoever. They did a video package recapping Cody Rhodes' return to WWE, his injury, and his upcoming return at the Rumble. And we'll talk about Cody coming up here. But they did the SmackDown Tag Team Tournament semifinals. Drew McIntyre and Sheamus versus Hit Row with B-Fab. And as they're coming to the ring, the Viking Raiders jumped Sheamus and McIntyre. And in a weird decision, seemed like really a stretch, they decided to withdraw from the tournament. They were replaced by Braun and Ricochet. And then Ricochet and Braun defeated Hit Row. LA Knight had a Bray Wyatt segment. He came out, the Wyatt music hit. He came out with the Hawaiian shirt and the hat and just a teeny tiny little lamp. And Bray Wyatt interrupted, told him to keep joking. But when the lights were out, Knight would see Uncle Howdy appeared in the crowd and made hand gestures. I don't know what this Mountain Dew pitch black match is going to be. Maybe it's going to be in weird lighting. Maybe it's going to be a blindfold match. Either way, it's going to be very dramatic, probably have a lot of effects. It could go either way as far as Uncle Howdy's going to play, some sort of, he's going to have some sort of effect on the outcome. Either attacking Bray, LA Knight gets to win, or somehow costing LA Knight the match. But either way, no matter who wins, it's one of the matches where it's going to be a fluke victory. So it's not going to hurt either person. And in all honesty, I think whether he wins or not, this match and these segments have been a net positive, I think, for LA Knight. He's got to be in spotlight with The Undertaker. Bray Wyatt's the number one baby face. I think it's helped LA Knight. And regardless of the Mountain Dew pitch black match, it's funny. I have, as you know, I have kidney issues. I need to get a new kidney. And you have to worry about phosphorus and other things. And you know what one of the good sodas is? I use the term loosely. Good. Mountain Dew. I can have Mountain Dew. It blew my mind too. You'd think with the color of Mountain Dew and all the caffeine and sugar, it'd be one of the worst things for you, but no. I can actually have Mountain Dew. I'm not the biggest fan, but believe it or not, when I need my caffeine soda fix, I can have Mountain Dew. SmackDown Tag Team Tournament, Imperium defeated Legado de Fantasma. They showed a Royal Rumble video package. Then they had clips of Sonya Deville interrupting Charlotte with an interview with Ryan Satin. Charlotte approached Adam Pearce, demanded a match. We're going to do that next week on SmackDown. And then in the main event, Solo Sikoa defeated Kevin Owens by DQ. Sikoa missed a splash in the corner. Owens hit a super kick and a cannonball. And then he followed with a swanton bomb. Had the match won when Sami Zayn pulled out Sikoa. Owens grabbed a chair, yelled at Zayn, turned around, hit Sikoa into the crowd, and Michael Cole ran down the lineup for the Rumble. Owens promises to see Reigns and Zayn tomorrow night. So we'll see how that goes. Another interesting thing. Michael Cole keeps referencing Hit Row. And I would expect that we're going to see some top dollar callback where he couldn't do his dive, and they're going to recreate that and stuff. But anyway, when we come back from break, I want to talk about what I saw as the key to SmackDown and maybe the key to today's Royal Rumble. And that was at the beginning of the show when Sammy told Jay that he thanked him for defending him and he owed him a favor. Now, the Usos don't have a title match scheduled. What does that mean? When will that favor come into play? And will we see it come into play tonight at the Royal Rumble? You can give me your thoughts on that at 1-800-878-PLAY, 1-800-878-7529. You can also tweet me at Jim Valley if you want. But I think that what that means is we're going to see the Usos, Sammy, and Solo in the Royal Rumble. And they're going to have marching orders from Roman Reigns to stop Cody or to stop somebody. But what is the favor and how will it play out? I'll give you my thoughts on that coming up next. It's Jim Valley, Wrestling Observer Live. Sports Byline Broadcasting Network, Royal Rumble. It's my favorite show of the year. You don't get, Kevin Owens and Roman Reigns, it's a Royal Rumble tradition going back to 1935, I think, the first time. And they always do a great match, so that'll be entertaining. But it's just a lot of fun. I don't know about you, but it's the one match that normies can watch with us and enjoy the show. It's very easy, very digestible. I always enjoy it. So let's talk about the card. There's the Mountain Dew Pitch Black match, which we talked about. That could go either way. Bray Wyatt loses. He spins off with his Uncle Howdy drama, wherever that goes. Maybe he wins, costs LA Knight the match. Either way, it's Uncle Howdy is involved in the finish, leading to more controversy. Raw Women's title match. Bianca Belair versus Alexa Bliss. Obviously, the whole Bray Wyatt mystery is going to play into this too. Here's the thing. You've got two, in theory, babyface champions. You've got Bianca Belair, and I guess Charlotte is a babyface. Terrible babyface, but I guess she's a babyface. She's an arrogant, distant, slightly contemptuous for the fans babyface who's holding her nose and smiling as she kisses the babies. It's very endearing. Anyway, you have two babyface champions, so you need a heel to win the Royal Rumble in theory. But I don't know. It feels to me like Bianca needs something for the Royal Rumble. To be honest, they both do. I could see maybe Alexa beating Bianca with interference with the Fiend or Uncle Howdy, or she goes crazy and wins the title, and then you've got a chase to WrestleMania, or Bianca just wins and they create a new challenger. Who knows? Anyway, here's who we know to be in the women's Royal Rumble match. You've got Liv Morgan, Candice LeRae, Rhea Ripley, Raquel Rodriguez, Shayna Baszler, Zelina Vega, Emma, Bayley, Io Sky, Dakota Kai, Lacey Evans, and Xia Li. And of course, there'll be some competitors probably from NXT. And then there'll be like a million women who are coming back. And, there's so few women on the WWE roster. And even in NXT, are there even 30 women total? I don't know. But it just feels like we've seen all of these women come back recently, even in the past year or two. That I personally think, as I've said before, they should alternate the men's and women's Royal Rumbles each year. Just do one Royal Rumble and then just alternate between if it's a men's or women's Royal Rumble to build anticipation. But there's some questions for the women's match. Does she come back? There are reports that Nia Jax could be back. Also rumors that Mandy Rose could return. Mandy Rose, I thought she was a millionaire from her fan site. Why would she need to come back? She's, by my account, she's made $2 million. She's made all of this money from her fan site. Why? What brilliant marketing. I mean, I'm sure she made a pretty penny from her fan site. Don't misunderstand me, but it's a great story and great publicity for fan. I never even heard of fan site prior to Mandy Rose. So I don't know. Fan site should give Mandy Rose a cut, is what they should do, because she gave them so much publicity. Looking at the odds, it looks like the odds for the women's match as it stands right now, Rhea Ripley is the favorite, followed by Becky Lynch, Raquel Rodriguez, Alexa Bliss, and then Bayley. You seemingly would need a heel. I could see Ronda, if Ronda comes back, Ronda even possibly winning again. It's got to be a big star. I get that Rhea is hot right now, and she could win, and she certainly would help her. But if rumors are true that Beth Phoenix is coming back, it would seem that they should cost each other something. And then they have a mixed tag with Edge and his wife taking on Rhea and Dominic, and maybe even make it a 6-man or an 8-person tag team match, whatever you want to do. So that's why I question whether or not Rhea Ripley wins the Royal Rumble, even though she has a lot of momentum. Becky Lynch is a big star. Big stars always win the Royal Rumble. Raquel Rodriguez is a babyface. Certainly they could turn her heel relatively easily, but again, she's a babyface, so I have questions about that. Bayley could win. I mean, really, I don't know that it really matters who wins, to be honest. This year's women's Royal Rumble, it's a little underwhelming these days. Men's Royal Rumble. Kofi Kingston, Santos Escobar, Ricochet, Baron Corbin, Austin Theory, Seth Rollins, Bobby Lashley, Rey Mysterio, Gunther, Cody Rhodes, Omos, Drew McIntyre, Sheamus, Braun Strowman, Karrion Kross, Dominic Mysterio, The Miz, Xavier Woods, and Brock have all declared for this year's Royal Rumble match. Plus, there could be some surprises. There'll be more people and all those things. But it still comes back, I think, to Sami saying he owes Jey Uso. Does Sami help Jey in the Royal Rumble? And that's why, just because of that quote, that he owes Jey, I think Jey Uso has an outside opportunity, an outside chance. Someone asked on Twitter who I see as a dark horse pick for the Royal Rumble. Jey Uso, I think, is a dark horse pick to win the Royal Rumble. And then that creates some tension in the bloodline. You can see where all this is going. Jey Uso, he wins the Royal Rumble. He then graciously decides not to use his championship match. They put some sort of gimmick match together. Adam Pearce does. The winner of that gimmick match will then go on to face Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. That turns out to be Sami, and suddenly Sami questions and decides not to give up his opportunity for Roman Reigns. That creates an interesting dynamic. At least that's my thought on that. What are your thoughts? You can tweet me at Jim Valley, or, this show is live on YouTube every Saturday. you can go to my YouTube channel. Please like, comment, and subscribe. You can also be in the live chat, and you can chat at me. And believe it or not, sometimes I actually do get a chance to read the chat, and we can have a dialogue in the chat. Someone says, Dagan says probably Cody, but there seems to be a recent groundswell for Sammy. And that's the thing. I think Sammy could win, and then the controversy will be around him not, vacating his opportunity, not giving it up for the good of the cause, and very much upsetting Roman Reigns, and you got a problem. I don't know. The other question, will Steve Austin be there tonight? If Steve Austin is going to wrestle, I know they pitched him and Brock, and I think that'd be a very bad idea. Steve Austin needs somebody like Kevin Owens who can create motion, take a lot of the bumps, and make Austin look as much like 1990s Steve Austin as possible. So, I mean, you need someone who's young. You need someone who's got relative experience. Like I said, they're talking about Austin Theory and John Cena, but Austin Theory would come to mind. Sami Zayn could also do that. I don't think it would make much sense for the storyline, but someone like that who's very young and very talented. I mean, geez, Sami Zayn did yeoman's work last year with the Jackass match, so it's going to have to be somebody very young and very good. Comical Whispers in the chat says, I think WWE needs to trend carefully because the Royal Rumble has historically been a source of fan contention for fans and their displeasure. And it's impacted storylines in a way that forces WWE to backpedal. That's the thing. Cody. Everybody's talking about Cody winning the Royal Rumble. Don't get me wrong. Cody is a huge star, and I think he deserves that WrestleMania moment winning the title at WrestleMania. However, Cody's story is different from the Bloodline story. You finish the Bloodline story, Sami Zayn. Roman then, somewhere down the road, gets the title back. All this time, Cody is pushing winning the title for the Dream and family. Roman Reigns wins the title back. And now the pivot with Roman Reigns is now that his family, that Samoan dynasty, is the dominant great family in WWE history. Alpha, Sika, the Wild Samoans, Rock, all these families. And now it's family, the Rhodes family versus the Anoa'i family. And I think you do that next year at WrestleMania. Your thoughts, Jim Valley, Wrestling Observer Live.
to Wrestling Observer Live on the Sports Byline Broadcasting Network.
Checking the chat at my YouTube channel. You can find me at Jim Valley. Please like, comment, and subscribe. The show is up there free every Saturday, so you can check it out yourself. Looking at the chat, Thomas Wagner says, it will be a complete letdown if The Rock is not part of WrestleMania. He knew that the WWE had this whole bloodline storyline in place for him. WrestleMania in Hollywood for him. You know, Rock is in a different phase in his career. It's been around for a very long time. It's getting older. People have seen the act. It's not unlike when Stallone or Schwarzenegger got older and they had to pivot in their careers. I was watching the 95 Rumble. Both Pamela Anderson, Lawrence Taylor were there. They were also at WrestleMania together. Lawrence Taylor got a ton of criticism for wrestling that year from the mainstream media. Pam Anderson did not. And it has to do with how the public perceives you. They like you and you're new and you're hot. You can do anything. Been around a while, a few blemishes sort of on your PR record. You can't get away with stuff. I feel like after the whole Black Adam debacle that Rock has to tread lightly. Could he show up tonight? Absolutely. Maybe this is all a work. However, I still feel like Rock is in a different phase of his career. It's not as easy as it was before. Still very charming. I think he's the greatest of all time. But I think the public perception to The Rock, there's the winds of change. And I think they're starting to blow. And we'll see what happens tonight. I hope you enjoy the Royal Rumble. It's always a ton of fun. And we'll check in with you next week as we prepare for the road to WrestleMania. Have a great time tonight. We'll talk to you again next Saturday. It's Jim Valley. As always, I'll be back because of each and every one of you. Because of the fans. Bye-bye. All righty. Hey, I got a couple of minutes if you guys want to chat. Oh, yeah, Hall of Fame. I don't know. That's a good question. Oh, gosh. Hall of Fame. It's a good question. I don't know. Hall of Fame. It's a tough one. There's somebody obvious, isn't there? Isn't there somebody who they just... Oh, no, they already did the Steiner Brothers. Don Batista. I don't know. If Randy Orton's injured, they could do Randy. There's somebody I had in mind, and I can't think of it for the Hall of Fame. I don't remember. Who do you guys like to win the Rumble? I don't know. righty. Where's the thing? There we go. Sammy or Cody? Let's see. Dark horses. Oh, Gunther. Oh yeah, there's Gunther, but he's a heel though. Yeah, I think Gunther will have a good Royal Rumble. Obviously, they're going to protect him. Thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed the show. I mean, I don't know. No, Kofi will have his spot. He always has his spot. That's a tradition. Going back to like 1902. Yeah, you'd think that Gunther would eliminate a lot of people. I expect Braun and Ricochet will do some sort of double team gimmick thing where they get eliminated. What else is there? Oh, by the way, did you guys listen to last week's extra show? The extra I did after the live cast. Basically, Fumi told me that Great Muta was negotiating with Dwayne Johnson to be Muto's last opponent. And when he told me that it wasn't going to happen, at that point I went, yeah, Dwayne's not coming back. So, yeah. Basically, last week what I said was that there was information that I had that made me think that Rock was not going to participate in this year's Road to WrestleMania. And that information was that he wasn't going to wrestle Muta, that he considered it and then took a pass. So that would have been pretty amazing. Pretty amazing. Yeah, no, I think Rock would have been great. Maybe he'll still show up. You never know. I mean, you got to understand, Jimmy Fallon, those Tonight shows, late shows, all those talks, they're scripted. They know the questions ahead of time. And if they wanted to not make people think that Rock wouldn't be there, they wouldn't have asked that question. So, I don't know. I have not watched a lot of All Japan lately. Not since, I don't think I've seen anything since Jake Lee left. I haven't. I've been kind of, in the place of All Japan, I've been kind of watching more Noah. It's just kind of sad. But I mean, I've only got so much time. I can't do everything. So I've kind of swapped out doing some more Noah instead of all Japan. But so I have not seen a ton. Yeah. Impact's been pretty good lately. I've been pretty happy with Impact. It feels, I don't know, it feels like, I mean, it's not, 1997, but it feels like wrestling's a little hot right now. Feels like it's got some momentum all around, and maybe the rising tide of WrestleMania has raised all boats. And that's good. Like Impact to succeed. You like that? Yeah. Anyway, I may need to go take a nap. I'm tired. I didn't sleep well last night, and this show takes a lot out of me. I think that, obviously, I think Naito was a backup plan. Yeah, that was a story. but I think that Rock was first choice. And there were other choices that Fumi talked about, but I think that, I think that Naito is great. He's a big star, and hopefully Muda can make him an even bigger star. I hope. That's what I hope. And I'm sure that both those guys know all the tricks. They know everything. They'll be fine. They'll be fine. For you, anything, Thomas. For you and I need to talk, Thomas. We got to figure out. We got to chat. I have some ideas for from New Japan Impact in the Rumble. I don't know who. I asked Fumi if maybe Muda was going to come back and do the Rumble, and he doesn't think so. If anybody was going to come back, I think that would be the guy. I think one thing I didn't mention during the show is I think a lot of times what has happened, I think Nakamura's going to come back. I think Riddle could come back. Edge always, because Edge always comes back. Every 3 weeks, Edge comes back. Is it really a comeback? If you keep coming back, I don't know. But I think we're going to see a lot of people who just sort of disappeared, and they're going to pitch it as a comeback. That's what I think. But I don't know. It's probably just going to end up being Sammy here, or it's going to be Sammy or Cody, one of the two. I don't know. We shall see. I don't know. Anyway. Yeah, we could see Kana. Forgot about that. I forgot to mention Kana. Oh, you know something? Maybe Kana comes back as a heel. Kana comes back as a heel. Kana wins, babyface kind of thing, then sprays mist in somebody's eyes. Maybe you do that? Yeah, I forgot about Kana. Thank you. Shoot, I wish I would have mentioned that. So many notes sometimes I just forget to do. I'm sorry. Yeah, could be a Kana. Yeah. Yeah, that could be a possibility. That could be a definite possibility. So, anyway. Yeah. I'm feeling pretty good. Yeah, I'm a little tired. I'm tired this morning. I didn't sleep well last night, but I need to take a nap so I can do the show, so I can watch the show and enjoy the Rumble. So that's probably my plan, is to go and take a nap, get some sleep, be ready for the Rumble, and also play some GoldenEye. Gotta play some new GoldenEye. If you guys played GoldenEye, it's so funny. I've got GoldenEye on one of my emulators or something. Do I play it? No. Nintendo releases GoldenEye. I'm like, ooh, GoldenEye. So I've been playing that. I'm kind of obsessed with GoldenEye right now. That's my current obsession. So anyway. All right, well, I'm going to go take a nap. You guys enjoy the Royal Rumble, and I will chat with you guys. Thank you for being here. I really, 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 really appreciate it. You guys are very nice to me, and I thank for all of you guys who come in and watch the stream, because I couldn't do it. Seriously, I couldn't do it without you guys, and I appreciate it. All right, man. Enjoy the Rumble. I'll talk to you later. You guys see my Star Wars stuff? Did you see this? Got original, got a snow speeder, and the Dagobah playset, complete with a Yoda and a Luke. It's pretty awesome. Anyway, thank you guys. We will enjoy the Rumble. We'll talk to you next week. See you.